Good evening. I'm Barry Rosenberg, and I'm privileged to serve for the final time as tonight's MC. It has been an honor and profoundly gratifying to have served as your CEO for some 19 years. Welcome to the 111th annual meeting, and welcome to our new President and CEO, Andrew Rayfeld. In 1975, following graduate school, I was hired as the regional director of the B'nai B'rith Youth Organization in New York City, the Big Apple region. In 1979, as I prepared to move to the Jewish Federation in northern New Jersey, I briefed my successor, and half in jest and half in some charitable gesture, I suggested that at some point, someone would be angry at her for something the organization was doing. And I suggested that in that case, she could blame me. Well, I later found out she blamed me for everything. Andrew, I'm not making that deal again. I tell this story because any executive transition, no matter how well planned, and this one was very well planned, inevitably raises questions about changes in style, philosophy, and strategy. Some will be glad for the changes. Some may regret the loss of old ways. This is normal. And it may seem a bit self-serving, but I believe it will accomplish absolutely nothing to compare Andrew and me. The Jewish community, the Jewish world, and this Jewish Federation that Andrew is entering is vastly different than the one I found here nearly 20 years ago. Just consider for a second the changes in Jewish population, characteristics, and Jewish identity. The changes in growing competition in the philanthropic landscape and the way people give to charities. The changing St. Louis economy, changes in the geopolitical challenges facing the Jewish world, and particularly Israel. Not to mention changes in technology, communications, government, and culture. Although the core of Federation's mission, vision, and responsibilities remain the same, these changes and many more will continue to require new ideas, new approaches, new ways of thinking, managing, and leading the Jewish Federation. And Andrew will bring about those changes. What the Federation needs and expects of Andrew is quite different than what it asked of me 19 years ago. As Bob Millstone began the search, he asked me what I believed were the most important attributes required of the new CEO. Now, beyond the obvious qualities of intelligence, integrity, and people skills, all of which Andrew possesses, I suggested that the most critical factor was that the CEO of the Jewish Federation needed to be a serious Jew. It's not necessarily to say a religious Jew, or even a very learned one. Each of us approaches Jewish life differently, but the CEO has to have a rich and personally meaningful Jewish life, to be deeply connected and engaged with the Jewish people, to think seriously, intensively, and have a sophisticated vision for the Jewish future. And these are qualities that I know that Andrew has. I want to congratulate him as he takes over and wish him and Miggy much success. I want to congratulate and thank Bob and the search committee for their tireless, careful, and thorough job. I look forward to working with Andrew during the transition and beyond, and I promise you to do everything I can to help him, the Jewish Federation, and the St. Louis Jewish community continue to thrive. Now, let me be among the first to wish you a Shana Tova. May the coming year be one of health, fulfillment, and peace. As we approach the holidays, we turn to our tradition and our rabbis for inspiration and guidance. We had hoped that Andrew's rabbi, Mark Fassman of Sharet Tzedek, could be here. Unfortunately, a family death took him away, so we're calling on the Emeritus Rabbi of Congregation Sharet Emeth and our good friend, Jeff Stiffman.